everybody.
What's good? What's good?
What a terrible game. Worst loss, maybe of all time.
Of the season.
At least the season, if not of all time, for the Timberwolves.
Of all trees.
If you're new here, subscribe to the channel out of pity for us, and like the video. Oh man, I knew I shouldn't have got too excited in that first half. I was having a good time, so I threw a little bet in the Wolves or the betting channel of our Discord. That was just the money line, so just choosing the Hawks to win at halftime. Obviously they won, and they won by like 20. This is just
wait, so you bet that the Hawks would win?
It's never acceptable. Yeah, it's never acceptable to have.
Why'd you bet that?
What did you say?
Why did you bet that though?
Why did I bet the Hawks would win?
Yeah.
Because it's the Timberwolves, and I didn't bet it, actually. I just showed because I can't do it. But is that not the most obvious thing to do? It's what we did at whatever B-dubs, when we were up 30 against the Kings, and then we lose in the fourth quarter. It's just I don't know. This is like it's never excusable to have a loss like this, but this is like this is up there. This is an all-time Timberwolves moment, all time.
Yeah, it was pretty alarming. Game 3. You take a 3-hour shift at work. You're so productive, and you go in and take like a lunch break. You feel good about yourself. You take a lunch break. You take that post-lunch shit, and then you just literally pass out for the next 3.5 hours. Your boss tries to wake you up. You're like, oh, dude, lunch, man, itis. You got it. You had it, So, Cat nowhere to be found. Ant barely awake at the end of that first half. Nas, honk if you love Nas Reed. We do. However, at the end of that first half, second half, nowhere to be found. 0 for 4, I believe. Shake. He looked like a person who isn't a legit NBA player. Nowhere to be found that second half. Conley, 0 for 5 in the second half. However, shots will fly, and we barely could get anything up. That was crazy to see. Also, the defense started swarming. Halftime adjustments galore. Where were ours? Were we just so comfortable with our lead that we were just like, you know what, we got it in the bag?
Yeah, that's what I just don't understand. Is that like, it's not like this is the first time this has happened where a team has like shocked us coming out into the third quarter, and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they have so much energy. This happens 10 times a year, if not more, every year with these same players. We had this happen last year and in the Memphis series. This is a constant for the Timberwolves. Constant. And we act so surprised every time, and then we get flustered when they come back. There was a small moment of hope where we hit a couple shots to kind of calm things down a little bit.
You get to 100 points.
But it's like, how can this continue to be an issue? It has to be coaching. And it's not even so much that it's like, oh, well, the coach's schemes or lack of are the problem, or like the lack of play calling. Of course, those are all problems. It's more of a mental thing. How can you allow your players to become this rattled every third quarter? And here's the problem. I don't even want to change coaches because, Cat's had enough coaches. I mean, Cat has had a new coach every year and a half of his career, seemingly. And it's like, that's unacceptable for Cat. It's unacceptable to do this to Ant. It's unacceptable to do this to everybody. We cannot just every 2 years go through coaches. You have to do something to build culture in a different way that allows a team to create a lead and keep it. You just have to. And I don't know what that answer is, but we clearly don't have that right now.
I want to disagree with you, but I can't. I'm looking for like things that like someone on Twitter would say that I can be like, Cameron, get owned by someone. But no, everyone's on the same page. The coaching is a problem right now. because I think the free flow, let the shooters shoot kind of mentality, high screens it's so predictable. And also, if you're in your own head when we are shooting well, damn, does that look pretty, right? Then everyone plays up to their role, exceeding expectations. Rudy Gobert is the first one down the court. Oh,
Yeah.
the shot's not falling. People are pointing fingers. That Deshaun Nix after, we had that insane three. Deshaun Nix was pointing, right, and then pointing.
Yeah.
Of things to come because everyone started pointing fingers at each other. And then also it's like hero ball. We have a hero ball like epidemic in our team. Someone needs to take the game over, and it has to be someone. It has to be this person or that person. Everyone's trying, but we're not playing any sort of team ball when we get anything like disruption in our offensive flow. The tale of two halves is very strong in this one. Those like Kyle Anderson couple gimmies that were just like turnovers. They're not going to come to bite us because we lost by a bazillion. But like, let's say this was a close game. Those costly like end of half like turnovers, the kind of like lack of focus is kind of in our DNA, and I think it's like you're trusting the players to kind of run it back or to run the system, run the practice. What we've like the game notes is like inherited into our brain. That's out of the door when you get the game starts. They fall into their redundancies. They fall into the things that they love to do. Cat wasn't shooting threes. Ant was nowhere to be found in the second half. Like Gobert was trying to get open and then tossed, costly turnovers here and there. Yeah, like you can't trust the players. I'm kind of worried about the system right now. And here's another one for all the pundits that say the bigs can't work.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. God. Oh man. I don't like it. We should catch up on some comments. I appreciate everybody for coming in here. I know these nights are tricky. We got a lot. I appreciate all of you. I see Slappy, you're here. You got your jersey from the giveaway on home opener.
Wow, you already got it.
That's awesome. Hopefully it's cool. I want to get the same jersey.
Welcome again, Vegas, Mason Schmidt, Aston.
Vegas. Yes.
Sabrina.
Hubler? I don't know. Cat is unacceptable. Yeah, to be honest, though, I mean, there's so many unacceptable things that happened tonight. Like, I'm not going to just be putting this on Cat. Yes, Cat was unacceptable tonight. But is he the reason we lost? No. Ant had some just like crazy turnovers at the end of the game when we had just even just the slightest hope of momentum, and he just literally just dribbles it right into the defender. Egregious area. Exactly, Aston. And it's like, and then we have Mike Conley, who was okay in the beginning and then just it was like too many shots at the end and not making anything. Rudy was maybe our best player tonight. Rudy played okay because like Rudy's not the player that's going to take us back from something like what's happening. He can help defensively, but when they're just hitting threes like that, and contested shots. I mean, a lot of those shots were decently contested. It's just like, but that's the problem. You let them get this momentum. That's where it can't happen. They get the momentum and then it's like, oh, well, then I can make everything. And then they start to make everything. I don't know. There's just so many thoughts that I have about this stupid game.
Yeah, let's get into it. I mean, I feel like first quarter, what an oasis. An homage to like the off season, sticking together and not making these trades, not like keeping everyone together. Everyone feels good that they're like their 10 toes are on solid ground. They're like not situated anywhere else, right? There's nothing like a array. Our team is our team. We're not grabbing James Harden off of rumors or whatever, right? So everyone feels comfortable. Everyone's buying into the system. The bigs can work. 14 points for Anthony Edwards in the peach tree A1s. That's pretty cool. Gobert looking like himself. Cat making shots in the first quarter. Jaden with the fro on Trae Young. Please, can we have that all day? That was amazing.
Also shout out Jaden. Jaden looked incredible this game. I thought he was going to be really slow coming back, and like defense maybe wasn't going to be all there. I certainly was not expecting offense from him, and he goes 4 of 4 to start the game. And those first 3 shots he made, man, I was so hyped. That's partially why I'm so down right now, is that I was like hyped in the beginning of this game. But yes, shout out Jaden.
Yeah, and though we got like double digits from Trae Young and DeJounte Murray in the first half, our dudes were cooking. Every single player that we were expecting to like align with our values, align with like our game plan, we're hitting shots. Shake showed up for the first time this season. Ant got to like 15 or like 20 points or something in the first half. Insane, right? Insane numbers.
Mm-hmm.
First half looks ridiculous. We hold them. We hold them to 60 points. It's just it's something. They're going for 120 or whatever. But like we had a 21-point lead. 42 points in the first quarter, 37 the second quarter, and you just think, let's keep the gas running. We can let off a little bit, and that's what happened at the start of the third. We had a casual timeout, like midway, 3-4 minutes in the third quarter. We like progressed to shoot bupkis from like 77% to 22%, probably like that was like our max in the second half. 19 points in the third quarter. Leading us in the third quarter was Gobert with 6. And in the fourth quarter alone, Anthony Edwards had 6 off of it's already gone. The game's already over. So you got a couple of shots there. Cat nowhere to be found. 3 points in the second half. That's pretty embarrassing. I 29% shooting in the second half, including 1 for 9 from Cat. 0 for 4 from Naz Reid, 0 for 3 from Shake Milton. And I just want to say this, a little crazy, but in the second half alone, DeJounte Murray went 12 for 14 from the floor for 30 points. Trae Young went 5 for 14. He was nowhere to be found until it was over, and he had those like floaters.
Yeah.
So it was just one freaking dude. Despite of how shit we were, it was one dude and a couple like Jalen Johnson like layups, right? That was it.
And we have all these defenders. Like all we have to do is just stop one person, and we can't do it. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Timberwolves Brazil reply. By the way, that was another crazy thing that happened before the game was Timberwolves Brazil. Did you see that post?
I don't understand what was going on. Some like wolf eating a dude. Some wolf
it's
eating
the
a dude.
Craziest thing. I love it, but wow, that was not something I was expecting to see. And then the Timberwolves reposted it, even crazier.
Timberwolves reposted it.
Yeah, the Timberwolves account reposted it, and they were like, it was like some I don't know anything Marvel or whatever this is, but it was like who's that big guy? I don't know. I'm so bad at like anything like that. But the Timberwolves did repost it.
Did you hear about this? Like the Bally app wasn't working for people?
Yeah, also the Bally app wasn't working tonight. It wasn't working for like the first half. So really, maybe we blame Bally on this loss because the Timberwolves fans could not watch, at least in Minnesota, they could not watch the first half, which was arguably some of the best basketball this starting 5 has ever played. And they only got to see the second half. So
agreed. And well, that makes sense. So Carson says a while ago, sorry, I'm so behind on the comments.
There's so many. I appreciate
they are
all
an
of you.
Unserious team. They don't play with purpose. They don't play like a team on a mission or a team with a goal. Holy crap, I love that. What is their goal for the season? Is it just to make the playoffs? That's what they kind of look like in the second half. They just look like they were happy to be there. Yeah. Ant shell of himself in the second half. Cat. It was really nice to see the post with the most in the first half, like kind of get to his spots, get those early hook shots. Yeah. Right? Those hook shots are awesome. Those like over the left hand, right hand. Easy buckets when he gets those possessions, when he wants to. When he wants to do it, he can do it. Chi chose not to do it in the second half. And I felt like he was kind of disruptive in some of the rhythm we were doing. And I think his playmaking decisions, just as a whole, was bad. But like, he's not the reason why we lost. I think you said that.
Yeah.
I think it's embarrassing, but it's also just like, it's game 3. We can chill a little bit and realize that this is film for them to watch and like grow and like yell and get mad at and dress up in Halloween for, Ant's party with Paul George probably, or like Cat's party with Paul George probably. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
get over it, and we should get over it too. But it's going to last a little bit for us Timberwolves fans, because we just like had a Kirk Cousins go down with an Achilles. Justin Jefferson ain't happening right now either. And so it's like a kind of a sad look, especially when we could have had a really hot start to start the season.
Yeah, Minnesota sports right now. Minnesota sports in general. I am with you. It is the beginning of the season, all that kind of stuff. But this, I don't know. This is just not okay. This
Noah
can't
Welch.
happen.
Noah Welch says, "Welcome to the show." Noah, Cat's downfall began once we moved him to the 4. Shocker. It's almost as if opposing teams in the past years would strategically plant 4s on him because it's a bad matchup. I remember when they would post put Rudy Gobert. We put Chris Paul and Rudy Gobert back in Utah's days, and it would disrupt the flow, right? They could put anyone they want, including Dylan Brooks, including at one point Trae Young on Cat, and we weren't finding him, or we weren't in any sort of rhythm to move the ball to him or through him. And I don't know. There's a reason. Maybe we're cycling all these coaches. Maybe there's a reason we're trying to rebuild with him in mind. Maybe we should be rebuilding without him in mind, or building without him in mind. Nathan says, "Yeah, nice to see us reverting back to prime Grizzlies series form." Oh, flashbacks galore in that second half.
Solidus. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead. So if you have one, go ahead. But Solidus, poorly coached team. Yeah. I mean, lack of timeouts at points, and then not putting Cat and Ant in the beginning of the fourth quarter. Just egregious mistakes all over. It's just.
Yeah. Timely comment by Mason. Blamed Cat, highest paid player on the team, and became a spooky Halloween ghost in the second half. And Nightbot, Dre has won the giveaway.
What? Oh, Nightbot's going crazy. Let me log into Nightbot. What the heck? Congrats, Dre, on whatever you won.
Sabrina Hiller says, and thank you for joining us. NBA teams have scored 79 or more first half points, 229 times history. No one has ever finished a game with fewer points than the Timberwolves, 113 through tonight. So the 76ers back in 1991 and 92, when threes were barely a thing, it was just like Manute Bol and Dan Marley shooting threes. And a dude named Sam Perkins, if you remember him. Whoa, that is kind of very embarrassing. We scored 79 or more in the first half, and then we proceeded to score 113. Holy crap, just think about that. We scored more points in the first quarter than we did in the second half.
I hate this game. I hate this team. I hate everything. This is just I don't want to have these stupid conversations about losing a 3,000 point lead in just a 10-minute span. I don't want to have these gut wrenching feelings of just watching these other teams just absolutely swish threes back over and over and over and over again, and then it gets steals, and then it's just dunks and everything, and we are not a bad team. It's not like when it was Levine and Wiggins and we were just oh, we're just little babies and we're just trying to figure things out. That sucked, but that was understandable. This is we have $200 million invested in our players, and we can't stop them from doing this. So your camera's borked, so I'll talk for a second.
Yeah,
Jaden for president. Indeed, Jaden was a huge W tonight. I will say, by the way, I appreciate all of you. If we get to, let's say 25 likes, let's say 50 likes on the stream tonight, we'll do a giveaway, some kind of Jake's Graph merch or something. So make sure you like the stream. But anyways, yeah, we need actually Slappy. Great point. We need Pat Bev energy. We need this desperately. And we just don't have that right now. We're so far away from that. Who is the Pat Bev on this team that will rile people up and get people hold people accountable? There's nobody.
That's a great point. And welcome back to the show, my friend.
Welcome back, Ashwin.
Dude, what a great point. We have we have some father-like figures in Conley, right? And slow-mo. We don't have the enforcers like we had with Beverly. Some people need tough love, and I think our team needs some tough love, and even our coaching staff needs to look themselves in the mirror and be like, hey, so we had this game plan, and our players kind of went this far with it, and we couldn't continue that momentum. Look at us, like why can't we make that happen again? And what a cool, desperate first half looking team. We were so hungry for the ball. We were so hungry for transition points and looking for rebounds and looking for each other, playing team ball. The passing was exceptional in the first half. The hero ball was alive and terrifying in the second half. And I wish we had more timeouts to use, but I also wish that something would have clicked, just something. It just felt like everyone was shying away and everyone was like waiting for someone to take over the game.
Which is, it's just unacceptable. I don't know.
Part of why I froze was I was looking for some post-game commentary from like John Krasinski and all that. I don't know if you found anything, but
I haven't looked. And honestly, this would have been the game to have some post-game videos. I wonder if there's any happening right now. By the way, while you were gone, I said if we got the stream to 50 likes, which is a lot, but 50 likes, we'll do a Jake's Graph merch giveaway.
Okay, let's do that.
We jumped up a bunch when that happened, so we're getting closer. I don't think there's going to be anything.
Johnny Athletic with a tweet of 30 minutes ago, so it's already like it was during the game. Wolves are going to go up from up 20 to down 20 in less than a half. This fourth quarter is flat out embarrassing. Let it out, Johnny Athletic.
I feel so bad for him. He started covering the team the year after KG left, and it has been just absolutely terrible for him ever since. And I can't, I like to think that you and I have been pretty patient fans for the last 15, 20 years or whatever, but he has dedicated his life to the Timberwolves for 20 years, and the best he's seen out of it is the play-in win a couple of years ago, which was amazing. But that's it. Man, it's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. Anyways, well, did you want to jump into the tier list?
Yeah, let's do it. The same year the Timberwolves went to the Western Conference Finals, the one and only time. It took a Game 7 against Sacramento, right? And it took Kareem Rush in the Lakers that also had Karl Malone and Gary Payton and Shaq and Kobe. Oh, my God. And Sam Cassell, taunted his injury into fruition. And, it was crazy. We had a very top-heavy roster that year, but it was amazing. It was such a fun year. And that's been the last time, other than I don't know, maybe Rubio getting drafted. That was awesome. Cat getting drafted, that was fun. Ant getting drafted. Those have been our highlights, right?
That is it.
We'll see. We'll see what happens this year. But I'm still in really, really high spirits. Not after this game, but it's in general, this team getting this crap handed to them early, embarrassing losses this early. It can only do good. I think it can only do good.
I commend your spirit, but I am.
Is this some of the down lyric?
Is that really?
I condemn your spirit.
Really? Wow. I mean, I used to listen to a lot of System of a Down, so maybe just baked into my brain or something. But no.
Toxicity. That's all weird.
It's in Toxicity. I should know this. What the heck? Anyways, well, tier list time. We have so many people here. I feel like I should let everybody know again. Tier list A1 is an unforgettably good performance. Guess what? Nobody's getting A1 tonight. Glenn Taylor, Juancho is terrible night based off of your expectations. It was the worst possible night you could have had. Glenn Taylor is we've had Juancho level performances consistently for many games now. And then C is what we expect out of a player. B, C, somewhere in that range. And this is only based off of this game, no other games, not last game, not last year, nothing. Just off of what we expected coming into this game. So if somebody had a 30-point game, like Ant, for example, well, I'm not going to spoil his grade, but let's just say he was average, he'd get a C. That doesn't mean he's a bad player, just means that he was what we expected. Anyways. I don't know how many of the bench players I really want to do, to be honest with you. I kind of want to focus on the starters plus like Nas and Kyle or something like that, maybe. I don't know. I guess we could do a couple other ones, but
is Bigas wrong here?
I mean, honestly, Bigas, you're kind of right.
He's kind of right. Like we have to go through it, but just know in our hearts this is probably where we should be tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna go a little bit more into it, but that's probably that's true. Jaden was good. Anyways, well, here we go, and also feel free to participate in the chat, obviously as normal. That may sway us one way or the other. Maybe if you guys say all Wanchos for everything, then we'll whatever, we'll do that. But okay, well, who do we do first, Ashman? I'm gonna let you choose.
Who do we do? Garza. A.
Garza.
A. The scrubbies that played 70 seconds. Let's just not put any of those guys in. While it was nice to see them score this year. Shake Milton, first half, hero, second half, 0. 10 points. 2 for 2 from 3. Kind of nothing else to be bragging home about. But I got a grade for him. Are you ready?
I think I do.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, C.
I was actually going to say C, and then I changed it to D at the last second.
Well,
I don't know.
We're all over the place because Mason said Glenn Taylor. Sabrina said crying face.
Yeah.
And we got Shake and Bake from Godfrey. Welcome to the show. And
welcome,
D'Lo. Man, D'Lo. It's so nice to not have D'Lo on this team.
Yeah, I mean, like, he struggled. You said it so well. Like, he was the hero in the first half. I mean, maybe he wasn't the hero in the first half, but he was good in the first half, and he was a 0 in the second half. Yeah. So I struggle with what exactly I'd want to say. Maybe, I don't know. I guess I'm still maybe thinking a D just because he was good in the first half, but also our expectations have been lower coming into this game. I don't know. I don't want to think about it that much, so I guess I'm just staying D.
Sounds great.
Sounds exactly what we're supposed to have. I'm going to do Nickeil Alexander-Walker coming off the bench as he's supposed to. It was really refreshing to see him push pace when he had the ball in his hands. Just try another look with him as a ball handler in the first half. But he also only played 13 minutes. 1 for 3 from the floor, 3 points. He only shot 3 threes. I can't really be mad at that. However, we needed a spark plug. He wasn't that. I'm giving him a D-low.
Yeah, I agree. He was better tonight because he had made some shots, but there was still a lot of concern. So, yep.
Aston will do this for next game. I think Finch deserves to be. Finch is like the representative of the coaching staff for sure.
I thought that was a threat.
And I will say one thing. I think it's great to see. Sabrina says "Nah" was booty cheeks, but Dre. That's the reason why. Yeah, we need.
Booty cheeks, actually, dude. Oh yeah. So I forgot. God, is he Wancho?
He might be Wancho.
He might. I don't think we can live with ourselves for saying that.
Yeah. But I mean, tomorrow's another day, right? That's what they're saying in the locker room, at least. Slow-mo looking the role in every sense of the word. 25 minutes, 4 points, 5 assists, whole lot of nothing else. In 25 minutes, 4 points and 5 assists for our dude who's supposed to be our savior off the bench. I don't know. Including 0 points in the second half, by the way. I'm giving him a Wancho.
Kyle Awancho?
Is Bigas right?
Where I don't see it. Let me see.
Bigas said everyone's a Wancho.
I mean, we'll get to it. We'll see.
I said this. Didn't I say this?
We could be like, you did say this. You did say this.
I cursed us. I think I need to get the hell out. You guys
and I both cursed us. See, I'm kind of with Aston here. I didn't think slow-mo was bad. I thought he was okay. He had some of those steals that I was talking, or at least a steal that I was talking about. He was like breaking up the zone at times. I thought he was like being somewhat effective. Maybe I just totally overlooked it. I can't lie. I wasn't like paying attention to slow-mo solely, but like it was like it felt okay to me.
I think it's a little strange that we aren't playing him at the 4 as much as we should. We are kind of forcing the Cat, Nas, Rudy Gobert playing two of the 3 at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And so slow-mo at the 3, I think, is a coaching problem, is a deficit, maybe not to him, because he has to play faster. But he has to guard the Bogdanoviches now, and he has to switch on to the DeAndre Hunters, but like he's not starting on the bigs. He's really good as like a free safety on defense, and like a hedger. And then on offense, yeah, he's great as like the person to go to. And when you're stuck on offense, when you're stuck driving into traffic, they were hounding us in the second half. I don't think slow-mo did anything to hurt their aggression. And usually when they're doubling the ball handler and you pass the slow-mo, it's like a quick read. I think he was slow to read the game tonight.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I feel like based off of what I'm not expecting a ton out of slow-mo, especially this year. Like I'm not expecting him to do all the triple doubles that he had. Well, he didn't have so many triple doubles, but he had triple doubles last year.
Maybe not when we're up 22, but when we're down, when we're bleeding, when we're hemorrhaging our lead, I'm expecting him to show up and like be a fucking man out there. And then when we're like down 6, slow-mo, let's run a play. Instead, it was just hero ball, and slow-mo was nowhere to be found. Slow-mo wasn't finding Ant. Where was Cat in all of this? Like it was terrible. That's not on. That's like not a pure reflection on slow-mo. But honestly, like slow-mo deserves a lot of that, because if he's not running offense, what is his role out there?
Yeah, that's true.
But maybe I'm wrong. And as Aston said, Nas is our 6th man, not Kyle. Let's get to him. I don't care what grade we got. I went Wancho. You went whatever you did.
I think I was going to say C with Aston, but we can maybe split the difference on a D.
And I'm with Godfrey on this.
If this is average, the Wolves are in trouble. Okay. Well, D-. D-.
6th man of the year in consideration. At least first half was true. Naz Reid, 24 minutes, 13 points, and Bubkus. I should start using that. I should use the rest. Another word. But he didn't do anything else of relevance, especially with 0 for 4 from the field from the second half. I think Jim Peterson jinxed him. He had like 9 straight shots made between yesterday or last game and today, and then he proceeded to just brick after that. But 13 points, team high, negative 21, 24 minutes. He was getting out rebounded by, I believe, Sadiq Bey at one point. He got boxed out by, maybe he wasn't in the right spot. Can't do it. Can't be that big and have 1 rebound. I don't think that's acceptable. Yeah. I think 13 points is a great first half outing. That would be A tier. But Wancho tier. So you can't average out to be a C. We can't Wancho. We can't average out to a C. So he's a D. Honestly.
Yeah, I was going to say D. I was going to say D because that first quarter was so good. I can't believe it. In the over-under in the Discord, I was so certain that he was not going to hit threes tonight for some reason. Then he hit like 5 in a row or something. Oh, yeah. And I was like, okay, this is cool. But yeah, after that, it was nothing. And again, you can kind of say that for the whole team, but like, I don't think this can be better than a D performance because he did get, and so many times he was there for the rebound, but he just was getting beat out. Like it wasn't like he was in the wrong position. He was there, but he's getting out rebounded by, Murray and people that he should not be being rebounded by. So yeah, I think it's a D.
I'm kind of with you there on that, Dre. Like, I respected D'Lo for his spark plug offense. He was a turnstile on defense, even though he tried, or tried to try, or fake tried. But yeah, he would get hot help the team. We don't have that spark anymore. I think we do, but we have to discover. We have to find it.
Yeah.
I have a philosophical question for you before we get into the starters. 42 people have joined our show.
Yes.
Timberwolves After Dark, formerly built from day one. Wow, I don't remember our show name.
Built After Dark. Yeah.
I'm over the moon. Like here, like you guys are incredible for showing up after a loss like that. It's embarrassing to bear witness on an illegal app because Bally's not working. An outing like that for our team that we've been supporting for years. But thank you so much for joining us. I have a philosophical question for you, Cameron.
Yes.
If we're down and the team that we're losing it goes small, what do we do? If we're
Go
losing,
as big as you can.
yeah. We aren't very flexible. I think we can go small with like Nas at the 5, and that means Cat and Gobert that we're paying $100 million to are on the bench, and Slow-Mo's at the 4. That sounds good. That sounds like what we used last year to get some wins, right? When we went small. Jaden with the Fro at the 3. Oh man, it's so great. It's so great. But sometimes you can play the 4. It sounds great. Holy shit though. That is like we can't go small because we can't afford to disprove our all-in mentality of going big. Rudy Gobert, 30 minutes, 14 points, 13 rebounds, a steal, a couple block shots, 8 for 11 from the free throw line. We'll get into the free throws here in a second. There was a bit of a discrepancy. Atlanta went 17 for 18 from the floor or from the free throw line. We went 9 for 15. That's a tale of a bad team not getting to the line and then not making them when they matter. But Gobert missing 3, we can count. I honestly, that's like above average, especially with the crowd like yelling his name and saying that.
Yeah, what was happening? Can somebody in the chat like enlighten us to why they hate Rudy so much? Did he do some weird like shoved one of their favorite players like 5 years ago or something? Like I'm so confused why they were so anti-Rudy, or if it's just like general NBA kind of hate towards Rudy, which is, I mean, maybe warranted. There was the COVID stuff where he like was touching all the mics and everybody started hating him or whatever.
Oh man,
but that can't be the reason that they're saying that. So what is the reason? I don't know.
We got some insane, awesome comments in the chat too that we'll get to. Do you have any commentary for Rudy? Otherwise, I think I'm giving him a C, if not a B.
Yeah, I think C. This is what I expected from him. This was actually, we were super pumped. Shout out our Discord, link in the description. But we were super pumped when he was getting all angry and dunking, and like that was fun. When he was going for like as many technicals as you can get in the game without getting thrown out. I loved it. I was like, this is the Rudy we need. We need this aggressive, like kind of crazed Rudy. And we got that for the first half, but I mean, it's not. Maybe this is a cop-out answer, but like I feel like this is just not on him in the second half, because like how is your 7-foot center that's like not mobile supposed to be able to do any amount of help to come back?
I agree wholeheartedly with that.
Like he's the one that a working system has to be in place, and then you put him in that system, and hypothetically, it should take that system to an elite level, because then he is that rim protector. It allows the other 4 defenders on the team to be very hyper aggressive and then, not give up threes. But that doesn't work when, everything that happened in the last half of this game happened. So this is not a him problem. I think he's a C tonight. Yeah. Yes. Wow. Aston, seriously. Where is J-Mac?
Dude, the big boy's here. What's up,
the big boy? Welcome to the YouTube. Welcome. I mean, we see you in the Discord all the time. But
Chase Finch automatically gets fired this offseason unless he wins a playoff series. I think I'm with you on that one. I don't want that to happen, but I think I'm with you on that one. Cite's Rudy A, one of his best games in Wolves jersey. I don't want to disagree. I don't want to disagree here. But that first half was pretty incredible. Getting that T, hell yeah, I don't care. it like brought out the best in him, honestly.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that dunk tee was, or that delay. Or
Yeah,
whatever
that was
it
really weird.
I was a little worried
It
that we were going
was.
to lose him. Yeah,
I do like that.
I just think he probably deserves a B.
Maybe.
Yeah, from that
Oops.
comment alone, I agree.
Yeah, whoever that was, I forgot. I missed you already, but good comment.
CTAs. Welcome to the show,
CTAs, yes.
And also just a pulse check. Where are we at in terms of likes?
Likes, we're getting there. We aren't at 50 yet, I don't think. But if we get to 50 likes, we'll do a giveaway live on stream. I think I got the giveaway thing working earlier. So we're at 20 likes right now. We've got 40 of us in here. If everybody likes it, giveaway happening after the tier list. So
wow.
Everybody liked the stream. Jake's Graph merch. Wow. Can't beat it.
Mike Conley, 28 minutes, 6 points.
Yikes.
I think he's 37 years old now.
Yeah.
A grade for Mike Conley. Are you ready?
I guess.
He also had 3 assists, a couple fouls, and almost tech. Who cares? A grade for Mike Conley in 3, 2, 1. D'Lo.
Wancho.
Ooh.
Wait, what did you say? You said D'Lo?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're in the relative realm. I mean, like, he was acceptable in the beginning of the game, but it certainly wasn't like amazing to me. There were a lot of times, the person that commented about D'Lo, I actually thought there were many times tonight where I was like, oh, this reminds me of D'Lo. Like, just these shots where it's like, oh, this is wide open, make it. And it just clanks. And it's like, but to the point of the person earlier, D'Lo, he has games where he does go off and can win you a game. Mike Conley, I don't think he has that. So I still like Mike Conley's work with Rudy better than I do, because like D'Lo and Rudy just never got on the same page. But this was a bad game. And it's been kind of a bad beginning of the season. I know we don't grade on the entire season yet. This is just tonight. But I don't know. I'm somewhere in between D'Lo and Wancho here tonight.
Yeah, I think D'Lo, and we could go C, but I don't think we could go C because this is not what we expect from him. But what I was excited about was in the first half, he wasn't like taking, I wouldn't say a back seat, but he allowed others to like cook, others to affect the offense and also bring the like kind of initiate offense and even have slow-mo come in and like not take away from Mike's influence on the ball. To some extent, when the ball is when the ball is moving and we're on fire, Conley is irrelevant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Conley is absolutely irrelevant. We don't need him, and that's great. Actually, those kind of games, I'm like wanting. I don't need to rely. I don't want to rely on Conley. A game like today, I'm relying on Slow-Mo and Conley to get us together, to like fuse us as one, run plays so that we don't get lost on offense, so we can focus on defense. Like the halftime adjustments would stop them from making all those threes. We did none of that. We did the opposite of that. We did the reciprocal of that, and we proceeded to flop on the offensive end too. We went 12 for 18 from downtown in the first half. After making only 8 threes in the first 2 games. 12 for 18. Unbelievable, insane. Dominique Wilkins was going nuts.
Yeah, probably.
We went 4 for 15 in the second half. But Conley, you got to initiate an offense. You got to press on defense, and you got to make sure that the people who need to get to eat, the people who need to get their shots, shoot. Why did Cat shoot a 3 with 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter? Why couldn't we set up a play for Cat to get going in the third quarter? Yeah. Why did that not happen? I don't think that's on Conley. However, I think it's on Conley when we're not getting anyone going.
Yeah. And then he was taking those shots at points where it was just kind of like, like not something a 36, 37-year-old is supposed to do, where it's like you just kind of like, it was like with 8 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter where there was still like a hope, even though all of us kind of had no hope. Like there technically was still hope. And he's just kind of like doing these like weak kind of pick and rolls, and he just kind of settles for like a 3, like a semi-contested 3, and it just clanks. And it's like, man, that's not what I expect a vet to do.
Whoa, Biggest.
His worst game in probably 5 years. I agree. Gerald Becker, I haven't felt Mike Conley a single game this year. It makes me sad. I agree. I'm also sad. Where was that crying emoji that Sabrina said earlier? Moving on. I hope you place him somewhere because I've already lost focus here. Jaden McDaniels, welcome to the show. Welcome to the season, your season debut.
Yes, Jaden.
I was so hyped when I heard the news that he was starting. He was questionable, and I was like, I think this is the game that we need him. Even though they were on the end of a back-to-back, by the way. Crap, what the hell? They were on the end of a back-to-back.
It's just...
And the first half may have been part of that. Like, why we were so hot was that they were just, like, still kind of running on empty. I don't know what happened at halftime, man. Quinn Snyder is a coach. I guess we need to figure out who our coach is and what his plans are. But Jaden McDaniels, I'm so emphatically in love with you. 12 points, 3 rebounds, a couple assists, a block shot. All that doesn't matter. All the stuff that isn't written on the stat sheet, he's doing for us. And he basically held Trae Young in check all night long. Now, my grade for Jaden, especially on a minute restriction, in 3, 2, 1.
B.
I think he's an A.
I could go up to an A. I mean, this was, off of expectations. Like, what did we? I even said it at the top of the show. Like, what did I expect out of Jaden tonight? I expected an okay defensive night and a pretty bad offensive night, just getting back into the flow of things. And he was actually pretty good. He was hitting shots. He had a massive dunk. I was so hyped. I was standing up for the first time all season. I think I can go A.
I think we go A and we move
B.
on.
No.
Above expectations. Yeah. I think he's exceeding my expectations on a nightly basis. I also think that what he was able to do disrupt the flow. However, second half, maybe he should have been on DeJounte Murray as much as he was on Trae Young. But, is that on him?
Also,
I would say that should be a coaching thing.
Yeah, that's like a coaching thing. Yeah, that's not him. I think I'm going A. I know people in the chat are saying B, but I think it's an A. Just based off of the way that we calculate the tier list on our own, because it's
we crunch the numbers.
It's based off of what we expected coming into the game, and I guess that's subjective or whatever the word is, but I think there's a case for him to be A. Also, honorary A for coming back from injury, coming back first game since an extension.
And your assignment is Trae Young. Good luck.
And Trae Young, and then guess what? Also, Murray is going to go nuts tonight. So guard both of them, please. But yes.
Cool.
All right. Do a little update before we go on to some of our top players.
Yeah.
We are at 26 likes, so we're over halfway there.
Oh, let me like it really
I'll
quick.
put in a little consolation here. Okay, if we can get to 50 likes, or if we can get 10 more subscribers by the end of this live stream, we'll do it. We're at 430 right now. If we can get to 440 or get to 50 likes on the stream, we'll do the giveaway. But anyways, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Who are we doing now?
Karl-Anthony Towns.
Ooh, a spicy one.
16 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, couple fouls. He's not getting into foul trouble this season. I will say that is something. Only true. 1 for 3 from 3. Only 1 free throw attempt from our big man. In the first half, he had 13 points. That means in the second half, he had 3. In the first half, he had 4 rebounds, which means the second half, he had 6. So a second half performance of 3 points, 6 rebounds for our $35 million man. When the shit hit the fan, where was our man?
Yeah.
Karl-Anthony Towns, the hyphen. Honk if you like Karl-Anthony Towns. There's no signs like that in Minneapolis. Our grade for him in 3, 2, 1.
Wancho?
I was gonna say D'Lo, but I'll go Wancho. I'll go down with you. I'm down. I'm down for the Wancho.
I'm just like, and again, I don't want people to think, because I know there's a lot of people that really like Cat, and I'm not trying to say that he's the reason we lost this game. this again, I firmly stand by. This was a coaching loss. This was not a Cat loss. This wasn't an anything loss, like any particular player loss. This was everything. But Cat was bad this game. The usage, again, this is maybe a little bit more of Finch criticism, but just like trying to get him involved was not great. And like his timing, there was a couple plays where he was kind of asking for the ball late in the game where he was too busy arguing and then he'd miss rebounds. And it's like, this wasn't like his worst game ever, but also you're the vet on this team. And like you're the one that has to kind of calm everybody down when you're up 30 or 20 or whatever we were up, and then suddenly it's tied. Hopefully you start calming down your team when they only score like 10 in a row, and instead we let everything go. So and not to mention his shots have just not been falling. Godfrey, Cat 1 of 8 in the second half. That's crazy. It's just a bad game from somebody that's supposed to be carrying your team or close to carrying your team. Like obviously it's supposed to be Ant, and we're going to get to Ant in here in a second. But this was just, all this game screamed to me was that like, how can curious to know what number is, because it's a pretty alarmingly high. I don't even know what that number is.
How many double-digit losses we have?
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. And
I don't want to know. I'll crunch the numbers after this and get back to your case.
But the thing that I come away from this game, and not just the game, this is every game that we've seen Cat with Rudy and Ant and everybody. Cat cannot play a complementary role. He can't be like how Kevin Love went to play with LeBron and was like the third player. He can't do that. He needs to be the player. And if he's not the player, he just can't figure it out. I don't know. He's had time to figure it out too. It's not like, I know he was injured last season, but like he's had Ant for a little while now. But man, like it's not okay.
I don't think it's okay either. I agree with you. I think your comments were spot on. 1 for 9 in the second half is pretty alarmingly embarrassing. I don't think LeBron his head would be at the stake tomorrow by Stephen A. and Skip Bayless if he went 1 for 9.5. I guess good for Cat that he plays in a small market team with 20,000 in attendance in Minneapolis. I will say, of all games that just kind of shy away, this could have been one for Cat, man. This could have been one to say, you know what? Shush the haters, shush the crowd. You're not getting back into this game. I'm taking over. Dominican Republican style. Like, what? Republican? Like, how come he's not that player right now?
Yeah.
I will cede my time and move on, but I just don't know why he's not that player. He has so much joy and fun in overseas, and I don't know where that is. He's just not confident. I call bullshit.
I do too. I don't know what's going on. I don't like it. I'm mad.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. I can take a loss. I don't think I can actually accept a loss like this. When we are second aproning, we can't wait to wear our second apron. We're already wearing our first apron in those jerseys. Can't wait to wear a double thick apron. And we're doing it for you, Cat. Honestly, we are building this team around you. And it's a struggle for me to get really hyped for him. Even when he has a really good game, I'm kind of like, this is not going to last. It's kind of a mirage. I'm truly about that. Like, I want to stop talking about it like that because.
Oh my gosh! Look at this comment. I don't know if you saw it. The big boy Carl.
Big boy.
I didn't know this was possible. It has to be then Wancho.
Who is our Cat listener on the team? Go ahead.
I just saw Begas's comment trying Cat at the 3 and Jaden at the 4. Oh, that's so good. You guys are funny.
Good. Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, it's like comments like that just make me like.
I know it makes me
great
feel
that we're doing this.
I'm happy. I feel so much better doing this, anyways. Cat or Ant is the last one here.
Yeah, sorry. I have second half stats only. Sorry.
You're good.
38 minutes, 31 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists,
5 turnovers, 4 fouls. But he did go 13 for 21 from the line or from the field and 5 for 8 from 3. Only 1 free throw attempt for our boy Ant. I have a undying love for this guy.
Yeah.
And he went 30 points. He had 30 points. But I'm ready for a grade.
This is the hardest grade I think I can recall in recent memory.
Of all time?
Not of all time. Jaden's done some hardest of all times ones because Jaden used to have those games where he'd have 3 points and 3 rebounds and we'd have to give him an A. But
okay, in these troubled times, what would Coop say?
What would Coop say?
Shout out to Coop. Shout out to Timberwolves Daily.
Yes.
And all the work he's doing for other shows. A grade for our boy Ant in 3. Wait, are you ready?
I'm ready, I guess.
And are you ready? And are you in 3, 2, 1. C.
D-Lo?
Ooh. I was kind of
you know, the problem I'm struggling with is that he was so great in the first half, and it was like just 3 after 3 after 3 after pretty decent passing too. Like there was just like a lot of good Ant things happening in the first, and it also didn't feel so much like he was like the only one doing anything. It felt like it was like very cohesive with the rest of the team. Like it felt like his shots felt like they were at the right time. It wasn't him forcing things. I mean, of course, that's what it feels like when you're making everything. But no, I felt like it was in the flow of the game. It was within the flow of how the team was playing, and everybody was getting their chances too. It wasn't just like chucking all the time. But the last half, it's like this is where being a max player and being the guy on the team falls on your shoulders. I know he's 22. I know he's so young. But you just like you cannot have this happen. And he has to learn now because clearly Cat cannot do this. So like we've learned, Cat's been in the league for 9 years now. If Cat can't calm the team in these moments, then Ant is going to have to learn how to, and he clearly has not yet. And Gerald, that's a valid point, which I think is the reason that I'm not giving him a Wancho, but also he's the leader. Like think of these players like Kobe, LeBron, KD, all the top players. They are demanding that ball and getting that ball regardless of coaching. Like he's got to take over at a point and just be the guy. I understand that he wants to be nice and like give his teammates opportunities at times. And that's why sometimes he'll have like a stinker game that everybody goes crazy about. But like, I just, it just has to be better. He just has to be better. But yes. Yeah. I ran out of things to say.
Yeah, I'm cooking too many things. I have a lot of things to share, but I maybe don't want to share them all. I feel like Ant's game in the first half was just an explosion of, what went down in games 1 and 2. He was great, but inefficient.
Mm-hmm.
He was hungry and assertive, but not like getting his right. He had his whole bag wide open in that first half, and he was allowed to do whatever he want. And actually, it's kind of like because A and B and C are going well, right? Ant's allowed to do whatever he wants. Mm-hmm. And when Ant has that freedom, that's why Finch is an awesome coach for Ant. He's like the Ant like sayer, right? But when things aren't going well, Ant has to ad-lib. Ant has to like kind of choose his spots, pick his spots. Or he could say what you did, what you were saying, is be assertive and get the ball, fight for the ball. They were hounding him. They were double teaming him. The ball had to get out of his hands. Mm-hmm. The ball was getting out of Nikhil Walker's hands, was getting out of Conley's hands, and we were asking Cat to play make. We were asking even like Gobert to find people.
Yeah,
I think it was on coaching, but I will say also Ant needs to step up. I think Ant needs to step up. In those moments, you've seen him before. You're no longer not double teamed. You're always double teamed. Like there's obvious ways to get around it and also find the open man from it. We didn't see it. We didn't see the passing like we did in the previous game. We didn't see the aggression to get boards like we did in the first game. We can't see versions of you. We need to see the Ant. If we need to go somewhere this year beyond a first round potential playoff round exit, beyond play-in, because the West is just going to eat each other up.
Mm-hmm.
We need to see consistency from our 1A, our 1B, and our 1C. Like, honestly. And if we're only really getting consistency from Gobert and Jaden, we're in trouble.
Yeah, you can't win games like that. It's fun, but you can't win games like that. Chris Hines, Star Tribune. Anthony Edwards and Chris Finch had the same diagnosis for the offensive issues in the third. Edwards, we were just missing. We went on a cold streak. They got hot, went on a run. It was impossible to stop them. Do we agree that it was impossible to stop them?
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible is true. I don't know how I don't have that on the soundboard. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is a must for the soundboard, man. Although I do have one thing that is pretty relevant. Oh, it didn't work, but it's somewhere. And I might be able to find it in here. This might be better, but never mind. I can't find it. You're just gonna have to guess what it is. It's Ant saying this is a disgrace, but oh well.
As Vegas said, a missed opportunity.
Y'all, this is a disgrace, bro. Like,
there we go.
Oh, there we got it.
This is a disgrace. Or that's when the fan ran out of the court. I've also got James Draws saying Minnesota Timberwolves, what happened? But it's very loud, so I don't want to play it. But unless the chat wants to hear it, we'll play it. But it's loud.
No,
anyway.
Next time. I'm
Movies
giving them a C.
has to be on here. I'm pretty sure it is. There's no way it's not. You said C for him?
Yeah, and I think you may have put him in D-low territory.
Yeah, I can be. I mean, chat seems to be pretty in line that this is not a.
Yes.
I have that one. I actually do have that one. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah. I've got it. I just saw it.
kill Alexander from gorilla nuts.
I feel better now.
Yeah, there we go.
Where are we at? Pulse check for the Jake Graff's merch.
Jake's Graff's merch. Unless we have a crazy surge here in the last few minutes, I don't know if we're going to get it. We're at 32 likes. Let me just double check. Oh, we went down one. When we started talking about Cat, we actually lost a couple likes, which shows you the level of corruption in the Timberwolves. But no, we're at 32 likes. Not going to get to 50. I don't think we're going to get to 340 subscribers either. However, I will say the plan is still to do some giveaways. Even if, I mean, I'm leaving the opportunity open for another couple minutes while we finish up the show here. Anyways, looking forward, it doesn't look great. Also, sad news, I don't think I'm going to be available for a show. I know you weren't available for this Wednesday, but I don't think I'm going to be available either. Against the Denver Nuggets at home, 7:00 game Central. I don't know what to expect going forward. We have 4 home games in a row. Which I'm actually going to be at one of them. Wow, I'm going to be in Minnesota next week. That's crazy. Denver, Utah, Boston. Oh man, Pelicans. This is just like you said. We could go 1-7. How are we feeling? We're 1-2 right now.
Dane Moore said an hour ago, the Wolves have to figure out why this type of falling apart is in their DNA.
That's kind of like what you said at the beginning of the show. You said it was built into our DNA. So,
oh dang, Dane Moore stealing material
live from the live. That's crazy. No, we did get Arby's tonight. There is a $10 ticket for 200 level tickets in the app if you care about that kind of stuff.
It's a double promotion, so you get 12 threes or whatever, 13 threes or whatever, plus the double free throw thing.
Yep, it's a separate promotion. And then there's that other promotion that I was talking about where if you buy 3 Red Baron pizzas, you get 2 free wolf stickers.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Go
to the games and get free
Yeah.
food or get some
This
food.
is, I'm not going to go on too much more of a tangent before we're done here, but it's, I talked about this last show. It's just like the fan momentum.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's real.
You just can't lose like this. And what now? The narrative, I mean, there's no way. Now this season is the same as every other season. Who's going to, like, people that were on the fence that were very casual Timberwolves fans hear about this loss or watch this loss and they're like, oh, this is actually the same team. This is the same exact team as always. So maybe I don't care about going to the game. Just crazy. Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, more of this, and we might need to see a shakeup. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I think so. If we have more of this, I don't know if it's Cat. I don't know if it's Finch. I don't know what it is. Rudy. I mean, I don't think we're trading Rudy, but I think the most likely move to happen, if any, is probably a Cat move. But maybe they're waiting to play like a different team until A-Rod and Laurie complete the transaction of the team. That's what it is, which is December, I believe. So they're just waiting. They're the same Wolves until they buy them. Once Glenn Taylor is fully removed, then we can succeed again. That's where we are. That's our positive spin on this.
Ooh,
so everybody just wait until December.
Wednesday we play Denver at home. Saturday we play Utah and Goofy Rudy Gobert's former team at home. I'll be available for Saturday's show, but I will not be there for Denver. What is your prognosis for Wednesday?
Wednesday, I think it's a close win or a close game, but I think it's a loss because Denver is still very good. And I just have bad vibes right now. I know that we'll have like a bounce back and we'll probably like be really motivated, but our motivation only lasts one half at a time. So we don't have a full game of motivation unless it's the playoffs. And it's just, even in the playoffs, sometimes that doesn't work. So
Sabrina says we always play up to the Nuggets. I agree. I think we
do. Even pre-Rudy, we play up to them.
Yeah, I agree with that too. And completely as a 180, why don't monsters eat ghosts, Cameron?
Why don't monsters eat ghosts? I don't know. Why don't they?
Because they taste like sheet.
What the heck? That's a great way to close out the show.
Is that 77 Racing's way of saying the Wolves are sheet?
Maybe. That's okay tonight. But anyways, well, that was fun. It got my rage out, so I think I can go on with the rest of my night without being too mad. But thanks for everybody for tuning in. Thanks for liking the stream. We did get to 34 likes. So next stream,
awesome.
Still going to do the same giveaway thing. If we have 50 likes in the stream, we will do a giveaway. Same with the subscribers. We'll probably do that. I'll maybe make that a little bit more known in the beginning too. I also think we had a lot more people tonight because I had a banger tweet that announced this, which was the Jake's graph pretending to jump over the seats at Target Center. But anyways, it's great to see you, Ashwin. It's fun to talk Wolves, and 52 wins is still possible. It will be for a while, I hope.
Yeah.
But intro as the outro, as always, regardless of 50-point losses or whatever this night was, we will see you Saturday night. See ya.